Jownazz. It's a beautiful day in Philly out here, man. How you feeling today?
I'm enjoying the weather, taking it easy one day at a time.
What you got planned for today?
To be exact, I ain't really. I don't really know which direction I'm gonna move with it. You mean? How you?
Hey, I'm always doing well.
Appreciate this view. You feel me? That's
You know what?
I mean,
That does look amazing.
From time to time,
No, it's a nice little spot right here. All right, so we're gonna touch on these topics again. You were sharing about, your street status and the lifestyle you were involved with. Seemed like you were having, a little fun processing that street credibility from like 18 to 25 years of age.
Yeah,
I'm wondering, what kept you motivated during your involvement?
Well, I'm gonna say the individuals that were around me, we always kept each other grounded, regardless if we got in trouble or not, like I said, I have been arrested a few times in my past. It did trickle into my adult ages, from like 18, 25 years around that. So it was I pretty much say like a 7-year period of time that I was involved with this and involved with that,
So how were you able to keep your grind up if you kept getting caught up a little,
Well,
with the system?
When you were a juvenile, a lot of that stuff, a lot of those charges can be expunged, and it doesn't really affect your adult years, but it can be used against you if you get caught up again. You feel me? So,
Gotcha.
but we get back to that. So I was able to get back into whatever I was involved with, or I switch up the pitch a little bit. What I was once involved with, I switched it around. So got a little better in time.
Okay. So I wanted to ask, so this lifestyle, is it more about an image, or was it like more of an investment for you? Like, how did you look at that?
We was trying to keep up with the image back then.
The image, right?
Whoever you seen that was getting it, moving. How can I put it? Without self-incriminating myself, and without incriminating anybody that was active with me around that point in time, you feel me? I'd say it was an investment, but it was definitely
an image, right?
Like it was a way of life with that image.
Okay.
That image was a way of life for some people. You know what I mean? Because you could say, as a kid, we grew up glorifying a lot of the rappers and entertainers. You feel me?
Okay.
And what they brought to the screens, that's what we pretty much involved. We got involved with whatever was happening around, especially if it was in the neighborhood. Things we seen in our neighborhood, it pretty much got us active. Because even the ladies, even the females that was involved with some of the guys took part in some certain altercations.
Gotcha. Can you speak on any individuals who help support you?
I'm gonna give you something. Let's check it out. I'm gonna take it back to when I was a young boy. I'm gonna take it back to like the 14, 15, 16, 17
Okay.
point in my life. I'm gonna say my cousin Chamble, his band, he pretty much showed me how to maneuver when it came to like concrete work and everything. So that I pretty much used the information that I got from just being around the older people. Now, my street credibility, that pretty much came after things stopped benefiting for me. When things wasn't benefiting for me no more, I started dibbling and dabbing into the street. I did work a jobs here and there, you feel me? But that money wasn't the same as when you trapping. When you go out and you take an actual chance, you trapping.
Yeah.
It's like a whole different world. Fun is dangerous. When it comes to that. Everything that I thought was fun was dangerous.
Yeah, you're not lying. Yeah.
You feel me? Like everything I thought was fun back at that time ended up being dangerous. Somebody got hurt, somebody got arrested, you know what I mean? It ruined a lot of friendships too. It helped me gain other friendships and it ruined a lot of friendships, you feel me?
Yeah. You know, last time you really didn't say much about your pop. I'm wondering, honestly, about your mom, your pop, your grandmother. Like, how did they feel about these activities? Because as far as what I could tell, they knew what was going on, right?
Nah. I mean, you could say yeah. You could say yes. You could say no to that. It's like mutual. You feel me?
Okay.
Because my pop wasn't acceptable to that, but he was like, hey, you gotta get it, you know, you gotta get it how you live, you know what I mean? Like, but he recommended me go to work. He even blessed me, helped me get a job and everything. But
Gotcha.
as far as my pop was just straightforward when it came to like, just like he hard-working man.
All right. So you know.
All right. Now for my
Go ahead.
mom,
Yeah.
my mom. I'm gonna say my mom knew to a certain extent. I got a little older. My mom tried to like guide me. She tried to guide me. She tried to make sure I was safe with what I was doing. I mean, that's just being honest. You feel me?
Yeah.
She tried to guide me in the right way, but then it got out of hand. Like she wasn't with me doing what I was doing in the street. Like if it was somebody she knew, it would be more. She felt like it was more safer.
So what you mean by it got out of hand?
Street life is street life. Ain't no like. I can't listen to what my mom telling me when I'm in the streets because.
Oh, so it
dangerous.
got out of hand in general, like not just with her.
Street activity is not with my mom, but I'm saying, but like street activity, that's a whole different. You know what I mean? Like nobody care about what your mom talking about in the streets. You feel me?
Yeah.
Nobody cares about what you gotta get in the house. Ain't nobody trying to hear that. You know?
Well,
you get it.
You know what? Speaking about the streets, we've been talking about the streets, but you're making me think now about, you know, you bring up the word savage. Can you tell us anything that you've actually been involved in that was savage?
Savagery? All right.
I hate to bring it up, but it's what the people want to hear.
I dig it. You know, the people will want to know.
Yes.
People want to know because I'm pretty sure people want to know how did I survive all this time too. Without, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
How I go to jail, how I get out of jail. Some people were saying that I was talking about certain situations that I shouldn't have talked about. I'm as solid as they come. You know, I tell people, you can't call nobody a rat. You can't call nobody any kind of snitch or informant unless you got paperwork. And anything that happens in this life, I ain't talking about social media. Anything that happens in his life, show proof of it.
Yeah.
If you can't show a recording of what somebody done to you or to somebody you know or said about you, or you got actual documentation about what happened, you can't. If you ain't got it, you can't speak on that.
Right.
That's authentic.
It's true, but you still didn't answer the question as far as savagery moments.
Savagery moments? My savagery, everything about me was savage in a way. I just never exposed it because the people was exposing whatever I was involved with. The people was exposing. I really couldn't really get away with too much of nothing. Everybody knew me. Real talk.
All right. Well, you know, we've been uploading stories from your past. You know, getting ready to transfer into your adult years here. First of all, is there anybody that influenced you, like, you know, to?
Yeah. A lot of the old heads that was, I'm gonna say maybe 7 to 10 years older than me, they was already out and about, moving and shaking, grooving, whatever, you know what I mean? They was already doing what they was doing, so I took a liking, you know, watching everybody that was saluting them, you know what I mean, giving them credit for what they was involved with, you know what I mean? Watching them shoot out at each other, you know what I mean, over the street, like, you know what I mean?
Okay.
But when you think about it, for all that I thought was fun, it's dangerous, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It all trickles back. I mean, it's like a tree, man. Like you will have multiple branches. Some will break and fall, and some will leave.
Yep. So, all right. Speaking of that, how did you stay off of the radar and still to be talking about it today?
It's a technique to your track. You feel me? It's a technique to everything you get involved with. You just gotta know how to move. A lot of people don't know how to move. Everybody want to be inclusive. I ain't inclusive. I move alone.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
I move alone.
Okay.
So anyway, how we moving through this path right here, I move alone by myself. Like, I ain't worrying about what the next person got going on. That's what people go wrong at. That's how people get to doing all of the ranting and all of the extra, you know?
Yeah, I noticed you're real selective with what you speak on and when and the topics you decide to touch on.
Of course, I'm Jownazz, you heard me? Of course. I mean, I'm not going, you mean? I know what to say and what not to say and how to say it, you heard me?
Yeah, good point. Not a lot of people do.
Hey, man. Think about it. There's a lot of people that can't even move around. You can't move through the city because they got issues with the next person. You know?
So, we've been talking about a lot of, like broken pieces of your juvenile crimes, basically, that, spilled into your adult life.
Yeah, because I share different topics, multiple stories, but I only give, if you notice, I only give bits and pieces. I don't give you the full detail of what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I've noticed. What would you say the next chapter in your life right now would be?
Keeping in contact with you, so the next time we upload something, we got the people, we get the people where they want. You heard me?
Okay. We're gonna get this popping.
I do want to catch this water too. Man.
You said touch it?
Catch it, no, catch it.
Hey, bro, there's anything from back then, like, trouble you today?
Yeah.
Like on some PTSD type, or?
Yeah, in a way, yeah. I'm about to try to elaborate what you with it.
Okay.
People are viewing that water, okay? You know what I mean? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm gonna step down in a little something, so not all the way down there.
Yeah, you can't get too far down. Shit. You're gonna bust your ass.
Yo, I came down here one time and I seen a bunch of rats.
Bunch of rats?
Rats, what's up? Down and open the creeks into the water.
I didn't even know rats swam like that.
Swans. I think that's a swan, right? Might be wrong, but it looks like a little swan.
Yeah.
Duck,
Yeah. The mom might be a swan. That might be, I don't know how that works, but
that water crazy too.
in Philly, we're in Philly. I'm surprised there's even water going on.
You said what now again?
The last thing was just, does anything from your past life trouble you today? Like,
yeah, everything I was involved with, man. I was, I'm very selective with what I'm gonna talk about. So, for the people that's looking for more gritty, like a more gritty answer or a gritty story, it all depends on what mode I'm in before I give the savagery stories and all that, like raw, gritty, and skullduggery kind of content. You know what I mean? But it does exist. It does exist. What I can say is, hey man, I ain't been down this joint in a long time. They got new benches down this joint. You see this joint here? Vintage, the trail, all this joint. This is on crazy, bro. Fantasy story. I remember one of my homies, right? R.I.P. He gone. He the same one that was taking me to school. My man Sleep. He was telling me about a situation where somebody had owed somebody some money and they did somebody they broke a few promises or whatnot or whatever. It was street tactics.
Okay.
They pull all main man fingernails off.
What?
Yeah, they pull all main man fingernails off to get the information that they was trying to get from him.
That's some movie shit. You were
wasn't-
there for that?
I wasn't there for it.
Oh.
But he told me right after it got done. And he not here no more, so there's nothing that can be done about that.
Damn.
Like, ain't no stats, no notation on that. I don't know who the person was that it happened to.
Yeah,
I wasn't there.
Right. That's wild, though. That's straight out of a movie. You got any kids, yo?
Come to that, man. Hey, listen. I had major interactions with all my female friends at that time, back then, but I don't really, I don't consider that because
You don't consider what?
I wasn't at the hospital. When it,
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like,
shit.
you feel me?
I see what you're saying.
Only thing I can say about that is when it comes to children are beautiful. That's a blessing. But
Yeah.
when I was doing my 1-2, I always explain to the females, listen, I ain't ready for that, you know.
Right.
Some females understood it. Some was just being selfish, and they say I was being selfish. But, you know, that's a whole nother story, too. So what I will say is,
That's crazy.
if I am a father,
Yeah, do you plan on having them?
no.
Okay.
Okay. I'll be lying if I said anything besides the truth. You know?
Right.
You know, this channel is about truth.
Yeah, that's facts. You know what I wanted to ask you was, you know, being in that lifestyle, did it make you arrogant in any way?
In a sense, yeah. It was natural. My arrogance was natural. You feel me?
What you mean by natural?
My arrogance was natural. I didn't really.
So it wasn't based off.
I wasn't like. It's not like I looked down on nobody. I just was like,
Oh, okay.
I'm moving how I'm moving. I'm going where I'm going. I'm doing what I want.
Yeah.
I feel like doing it.
You're just living dolo.
And like I said, back then, people that know me from my past life, as a kid, they called me hardhead. So,
Yeah.
being known as hardhead, I did a lot of bad stuff as a child, man. As an adolescent, I was into so much.
Like real young, you're talking.
Bad, man. That's what people know me for me being a bad kid. Now.
What, still to this day?
A lot of people still, like the people that are still alive, they know me as hardhead.
So you would say, you know, living that way tarnished your character as far as like today goes?
Yes. You know why? I'm about to play this poll real quick.
Play this poll. Yeah, why?
Technically, your actions from a kid seems to be used against you as an adult.
I see
If
that.
that makes sense.
Yeah, I see that in
Your
a lot of
actions as a kid, I thought that was his dog howl.
Yo, it didn't seem like it was that little at all, though. I'll tell you that much.
All right, so a lot of my old interactions plays a major part right now today.
Yeah, like even getting a job and all that, right?
I mean, I can do that. Like at one point, with all the felonies that was on my jacket, bro, that it made it very difficult for me to maneuver through workforces. You know what I mean? Just get. I was going out.
You had to get that jacket cleared up.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Try to clear my situation up, you know what I mean? But the
That
good
worked
thing
out
about
for
it-
you, though?
Yeah.
Okay.
Appreciate. You mean, oh yeah. shout out to my lawyer. Rest in peace.
Oh, rest
lawyer,
in peace, huh?
My lawyer, Mark Fumer. If it wasn't for my lawyer, I wouldn't be here. I'll probably be just getting out of jail within the next 5 years. Yeah, real rap. From
What?
My last recent charge is like in 2013. Real talk. Shout out to my lawyer, bro. If it wasn't for my lawyer, bro, I know people probably still to this day wondering. People saying, "Oh, he ratted."
Yeah.
I got paperwork.
Yeah,
Y'all
yeah.
ain't got paperwork. The ones that call me rat. None of the people that call me rat got paperwork. I got paperwork. I got paperwork. I paid for a lawyer.
Yeah, right?
You heard me?
Yeah.
Y'all heard me? I paid for a lawyer. Shout out to Prick. Shout out to Prick. I paid for a lawyer.
It's crazy because, you know, you knowing you now, you don't seem arrogant, you know, at all. You more so come off as humble to me. Like,
yeah, I mean, you can call me a humble.
For somebody who was caught up in so much that, you know what I mean? Like, to be able to.
Pretty much an average sized giant. Average sized giant. My perspective on everything is just different now from me being a young boy up until
Now that's huge.
25, 30, 35. From 36 to now, my view, what I see out of my peripherals,
Yeah.
is just totally different, bro. Like,
What about your thought process?
my thought processing is immaculate now. You hear me? I'm not on what everybody else is on.
That's the way it should be.
I don't chase nothing that ain't worth being chased. You know?
Yeah.
If you got more
That's
legs
good,
than if you got more legs than I can chase, it ain't no need for me to chase you.
Damn.
You heard me? That's an illusion. If you got more legs than I can chase, you're an illusion. Ain't no need for me to go for that. You heard me?
You funny. I gotta ask you, you know, going through all that and coming out the other side, what happened to all that money?
Man, that's a question that a lot of people listen. A lot of my cousins, a lot of people that was involved with me and around me used to say, "Man, you got that money in the wall. You got that money in the ceiling, man. You cut a hole out the floor. You got the money in the yard with a dog."
Where's that?
The money gone.
It's gone?
The money gone. Yeah, I did what I did, especially as a young boy, you know. Especially as a young boy. Back to a story with my mom. My mom had, back in like 2005 or 2006, just before she passed away, she gave me a couple $1,000. I was supposed to buy me a car. So instead of buying me a car, I went and bought work. I went and grabbed a little 4.5, whatever. Got busy with that. That's when I started like really pushing my little. I'm trying to word this correctly. So,
Yeah.
I don't want to.
Take your time.
I'm
Take your time.
Yeah,
no, take your time.
I tried to. I'm gonna just say I put my little investment together. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm.
All right.
Investment together. At that point in time, I invested a lot of my money into more, and my peoples got scared. You know, I had a bunch of illegal narcotics at the time in the property.
Right.
Of my grandmother's. You know, I was in my grandmother's property, manufacturing what I was manufacturing back at that time. You know, but I'm glad I was able to, you know, see the big picture and turn it all around.
Exactly.
And, you know, as we record, as we upload what we upload, hopefully is to keep the children that's involved with a lot of the street activity aware that, you know, a lot of people glorify and glamify what they see on TV. You feel me?
Right.
So what's on TV, what's on our music that we enjoy so much.
Exactly. Yep.
It plays a big part in our situations, I mean, in our lifestyle.
Yeah.
How things are created, how things are subtracted. I mean, we can glorify and post content on social media, or we could show negativity on social media, there's results that come behind it. There's prices to pay behind it.
Yeah. And, you saying all that really makes me think about how today is so much different than it was in the 90s and the early thousands. Like, you just can't do...
Yeah, you can't do a lot of the activity that we used to do. We used to have so much fun.
You feel me?
Back at our age, when we was going to concerts and, doing all that kind of activity, it was different.
Yeah.
Now, you don't know what they expect when you go out. You don't know who they are. Everybody ops.
Yeah.
Ops. What is an op? Everybody ops.
Yeah. Everybody's driven by like fear now. It's like really
that's facts, man. That's facts.
Which makes people act out of character real quick. So I know you got that money somewhere. Where is it at?
You think so? Yeah, man, you gonna have the people do in Mexico. I'm trying to get to it again. That's why that's why I'm here with it. I'm trying to get back to the money again. I'm trying to show the people that I'm changed. 360, you heard?
Yeah.
I'm whipping my life, not the pot anymore. I'm whipping my life.
Right.
I'm whipping the pot anymore. I'm whipping my life again.
Yeah, trying to show these kids that it's not worth it. Truly.
Anybody that indulges in it, it's not worth it.
Right, yeah, not just kids, you're right. But you would think the kids don't know as much, but...
These kids are advanced, man.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, these kids are advanced. It's about even the babies. You got 2-year-olds, 4-year-olds, that's equipped, they sharp. Another thing is all on what we teach the babies too at home.
That's true. As we keep touching on your story, do you feel like there's anything important that you need to get out there that I just haven't asked, or?
Majority of the stuff that we already covered is important. That's what we need out here right now.
Yeah.
We're going to do more.
I agree. But you don't got nothing on your mind
I got a lot on my mind.
that you want to get off?
You can't cover the one set. For real.
Okay.
I got a lot on my mind.
All right.
Respectfully.
Yeah.
Humbly, I'm him. By myself.
Okay. And always been, it sounds like. All right.
I don't get the credit for it, but
You don't get the credit for it?
Only people only remind me or salute me for the negativity. That's what I'm held hostage for negativity.
That's what life is nowadays. The negative is good and the positive is bad. I don't. You have any thoughts on that? Because it's heavy right now. Like you just mentioned the music and all that.
What
Sorry,
I
go
want
ahead.
is what's fun is dangerous.
Nah, you're right though.
Long story short.
As funny as it sounds.
What's fun is dangerous. Whether you like it or not. Whether you choose to be honest or not.
That's a fact.
If you're loyal, you won't find many people around you.
It's a good point.
If you're honest, if you're loyal, people only gonna pick off your back. Only gonna pick off your back.
Yeah, I
So they
feel that.
stab you in the back.
Yeah, I feel that. Yeah. That's crazy.
Eat what they can eat off your back. Then
I mean, it's really a crab in a barrel mentality in Philly, like crazy, like I've never seen before.
So, with all the negative that I was involved in at one point in time,
Yeah.
I tried to switch it around. Now you lame to y'all. You acting like a rat to y'all. I'm not going to jail for y'all. Stop.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah,
That's over with.
Yeah.
I found myself by myself in the organization. For however long it was. For however many times it was. I'm cool.
Right. There's one thing I've been meaning to ask you is them gold teeth in your mouth. What's the deal with them? How you end up with them?
Man, that's a whole story in itself.
Really?
The people need to know that, right? You think so?
I think so. That's why I brought it up, but I just thought you put a grill in or something.
I'm gonna give you the spill on that.
Damn.
I'll give you the spill on that.
All right.
The goal is consisted of, you see all these cuts and scars all around my neck, man.
Yeah.
That's what.
Yep.
That's what jealousy gets you. You know. Broke my jaw, and then robbery. It's supposed to have been folks.
Supposed to have been folks.
Supposed to have been folks. You know, robbery took place. You know, it's a long story. Folks said something. You know, I ain't gonna say no names. But
Right.
my folks said something. My folk came and let me know when he had got out of jail that he put another family member on me because the family member was trying to find out what was next, what was popping, what was going on, like how we moving through the streets or whatever.
So this is blood folks you're talking. Damn.
To a certain extent.
Okay.
I'm gonna say one was folk. I'm gonna say one was folk.
Okay.
The other one, he was folks to folks.
yeah.
A lot of that old stuff is what transitioned me to get away from, you know, a spotlight. That's all it was. Like I felt like that lifestyle of grinding and trapping and hustling, if you ain't got protection in that,
Putting you in the spotlight.
You playing with wolves, man.
Okay.
You playing with wolves.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Not to sound soft or none of that, but you playing with wolves if you don't know what you're really getting into, because they get active.
Of course, yeah.
You know, when that happened to me, they came looking for crack. I wasn't selling crack anymore. I was cool on all that. And with the image that I had, they wasn't trying to hear that. It was like, there's no way possible that you not selling yoke no more. You lying. So I'm getting beat for like 40 minutes, bro. I'm getting beat in my head. They broke my jaw, teeth missing. I mean, yeah. So that's how the gold. I already had the gold in my mouth, but.
Oh, you did?
I guess the jealousy is what made them really. I don't know how it went. You feel me?
Yeah. You don't know why they got to where they got to, but.
I don't know how it got to the point where it got to.
Yeah.
Because if you're gonna rob, this is what you want to say. If you're gonna rob somebody, you rob them.
Right.
You don't break jaws.
Yeah.
Break bones and.
Leave you there for dead, basically, right?
Yeah, that's not. That's beyond robbery. That's
Yeah.
savagery.
Yeah.
That's savagery.
Yep.
That's skullduggery. That's
Circled
dirty.
right back to that point.
That's dumb stuff.
That question.
That's,
Yeah.
You a scum. You a cold scum. You a waste of life.
So it was. You're saying like a jealousy thing. So it was like was it like a robbery like
was
situation?
beyond jealousy.
Is that how they set it up?
It was beyond jealousy.
So they just.
You use that individual. Those people use family status, that family plan.
Okay.
To take advantage of my situation.
So it wasn't like you were lacking or nothing. They just.
Like, I shouldn't have to feel like I'm lacking if I'm around. I'm supposed to be folks.
Exactly.
I'm supposed to be folks. How you do that?
That's crazy.
Like, anybody that really know and they see this, they gonna say, that's hard.
Yeah.
One thing I don't do is I don't do no rap, bro. But, yeah.
Okay.
The person that did it,
They know.
you know what's up. You know that was corny.
Right.
You don't care. You don't care. I don't know if the person alive, I don't know. I really don't care. I ain't got nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
Like I'm on a more positive, I'm on a positive journey, more positive path. I'm trying to put behind me all my negative
All these moments, yeah. Yeah. It's good to get it out though.
We out here. We out here.
Mm-hmm.
We're full. I'm not looking behind my back, man. I'm not looking for me.
Right.
You feel? A lot of people can't.
What, a lot of people can't say that?
A lot of people can't say that.
Yeah. You're right. A lot of people don't make it to C40 neither.
Yeah, I hate the fact that my joints all messed up, teeth or whatever, head all busted, but at least I'm alive. This is people that's not here anymore.
So that's why I wanted to,
Look, you see this?
Feet on land.
Above ground, you feel me? I am above ground.
Yeah.
There's people that's under the ground for whatever they did. Sometimes people ain't even do nothing, but they under the ground.
Okay.
6 feet green. 6 feet under, and it's green above.
It's green above. A little brown. But yeah, I hear you. So, all right. So those are in there because they need to be. It's not a grill.
Now they here, bro. They here.
Okay.
I'm trying to get my joints redone again. You know?
Good.
Because a lot of rappers don't let you know that when you got this in there, it starts to rot out. You know? The teeth start to rot out.
Yeah.
That's facts. My teeth is rotting out. I got to get about 10 bands to, get the joints right back. The pearly whites like everybody else walking in.
Yeah.
Or the what is it, veneers and all that. Whatever.
The Camerons.
Yeah. Shout out to Cameron.
Shout out to it is what it is.
Yeah.
Shit. Fun is dangerous, and it is what it is. But I think we touched on enough today. I think we got to grab you another time, though, at least one more time. Get a couple more stories out of you, if you're with it.
I have to say, shout out to you, Yak Yak, Icy Yak Yak Room, whole cup of Icy Yak Yak Room.
Appreciate you.
Shout out to R.I.P. to my Aunt Sense. I forgot a couple people the last time, so I'm gonna say shout out to my nephew, R.I.P. Reese, Tyrese. Some people probably, me and him look similar. They probably thought that I was him, he was me at different times.
Oh wow, okay.
Shout out to my Uncle June, Uncle June. Shout out to, I have to say, Cuzzo Jackie. Shout out to my lawyer again, Mark Freeman. Rest in peace.
Glad to see you walking out here. Glad to see you walking out here.
Shout out to.
Let's cut over this way.
Shout out to. I was trying to stay in the path of where it was pretty much a clear view.
Yeah.
Oh, good. What am I forgetting? I forgot a lot of people in the sun. Shout out to Deli P.
That joint was like 7-8 minutes long. Shout out. How you miss anybody?
Shout out to Deli P. Let me see. Shout out to who am I forgetting?
For being antisocial and all, you got a lot of people to shout out.
I'm gonna say, because these are people that, like I said, these are people that change things, or they was around a point in time in my life either before or after things got the best of me, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's good.
Or I switch things around. Some people I really don't hear from, but like a lot of my shout outs is going to a lot of my folks that's no longer here on earth.
Oh, okay.
So,
got you.
And it's like when somebody's doing something such as this, it feels like people forget about it. So,
that's a good point.
I don't want nobody to feel like I forgot about them.
Yeah.
I know if I was gone, I would hope that somebody would rep me.
Of course.
Keep my name going.
Of course, yeah.
Who am I missing? I believe I did something. Oh, shout out, rest in peace to one of the twins that I went to school with from 12 in Cambridge.
Okay.
Let me see. I'm forgetting. I know I'm forgetting a lot.
We'll get back to it.
Let me see. I'm just trying to, I felt like those were some of the important names that I had forgotten in the last one.
Yeah, I feel you. It's a nice little spot, though. I'm not gonna lie.
That's pretty much just wrap it up, man.
Yes, sir.
Follow, share, comment.
Subscribe on YouTube. Fun is dangerous. Yes, sir.